All right, how you doing? We're going to have a lesson here on hard percent problems. My name's Brett Taylor. Easy percent problems are where you can figure it out in your head mentally. Like, for example, if you had to find 10% of 350, one way you can do that is just move the decimal over or drop the zero. So 10% of 350 would be 35. Okay. Right. 20% of 300 using mental math, 10% would be 30, right? So 20% would be, that's right, 60. Yeah. So you just take 10% and double it because you're working with 20%. Okay. 15% of 400, another easy one, right? Okay, so you take 10%, and then you take half of 10%. Why? Well, half of 10% is 5%, so you want the 10%, which was 40, plus half of that, the 5%, to make 15%, 20. So 15% of 400 is 60. These are the type of problems you can just do in your head. %35 of 20. Give you a minute to think that one through. You do that one in your head. If that's getting a little hard for you, you can always go to change your percent to a decimal and multiply. 35% of 200, so it'd be 200 times 0.35. But if you can't do it in your head, the 10% would be 20. Yeah, 10% was 20, so we want 35, so we want 10% 3 times. 3 times 20 would be 60, plus half the 20, or the 5%, and so it would be 75. Okay, now this is a hard percent problem. 30% of blank is 210. To solve a problem like this, there's a couple key concepts to think. First, you have to understand that all percents are ratios, comparing of two numbers, and a percent is always comparing whatever that percentage is to 100. So if we look back here at at 30%, it's meaning 30 is to 100. Okay, so 30% of blank is 210 is saying 30 is to 100 as what? The part we don't know here is to 210. The next key concept is to set up your problem and then solve it. So the setup part, you're always going to have a part compared to a whole and a percent compared to 100. So in our example here, the percent is 30, so that's where the 30 goes in that setup. The part is 210, okay, because 30% of a whole amount is the part 210, okay. If you get confused on that, usually the keyword of will come before the whole. And if you really get confused, if you get an answer that doesn't make sense, you can reverse the part and the whole. You probably had it wrong, and see if you get a more reasonable type of answer. Now, solving the problem, you're going to multiply the two numbers across from each other, up and down, and then you're going to divide that answer by the third number that you haven't used yet. And that's the same way you always solve any proportion problem. Or if you prefer, you can do it algebraically, which you'll wind up doing the same thing. So first step, identify the part, the whole, and the percent. Okay, and for this problem we're looking at here, 40% of what number equals 220? Okay, so the percent, that's easy to see, that's 40%. Okay, the whole is going to be preceded by the keyword of, so it's 40% of what? So that's what we don't know. So that's the unknown, and that means 220 is the part. Now set it up, part to the whole, 220 was the part, we don't know the whole, equals 40 to 100. Then multiply the two across from each other up and down. That's 220 times 100, divide by 40, and the answer is 55. Okay, so another example, 15% of what equals 450. Give you a minute to think this through. Did you get it? The 15%, that's the 15. 450 was the part, and we don't know the whole. Okay? Is it making sense? Then do the math. Multiply the two across from each other up and down. Be 450 times 100. And then divide by 15. Okay? So 15% of 450, do the math, it's 3,000. Okay? Next, 5% of blank equals 6. We're looking for the percent is 5. The whole we don't know of blank, and the part is 6. And multiply across, up and down. 6 times 100, divide by 5, get 120. All right, now we're going to run through some more. Hit the pause button if you want to work it out, see if you got the right answer. Okay, next problem. And again, hit the pause. You want more time to work it out. Next problem. And the answer. Next problem. And the answer. Next problem. And the answer. And now here's 7 problems, so definitely hit pause. And then when you hit play, you'll see the answer to all these. Good luck. That's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Want more practice? All right, here's some more problems for you. And here's the answers. Want even more? There's a couple worksheets. You can go to tinyurl.com/hardpercents. Get some worksheets there. Have any questions? Just contact me. Thank you, and have a great day.